So just look at this figure. It is different from the other figures, right? So what is the figure? What is the story for these figures? Last classes we made the figures, right? But what is the difference between this figure and the last figures? Any differences?
It's check. It's somehow mask.
This is my country, Bangladesh.
It is somehow mask because those parts outside the Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite.
So just guess, what is the difference? No, maybe you missed the classes, so I'm just asking them. See, even you will find the answer in the title of the file. I sent the file, right? I have given the name of the file. Just read the file name. And did you check the message in IMSA group I sent, right?
Yeah, we have the data.
So what I said, what you'll do tonight?
We use shapefile.
Yes. Yeah, I'm talking about the shapefile.
Yes.
So the difference is like the last figures, that was not the shapefile. It was the random area, right? But maybe your interest on your own country. Like we don't need to use the ArcGIS. This is, do you know the NDVI? I use this NDVI data. It was the NetCDF file. So NCL is the loud one. So NCL has a function for handling the shapefile. For me, I never use GIS. Never. So if I need something to shapefile, I use the NCL. So there is a difference. So NCL can handle the shapefile. So if you have the shapefile, even I send the link in the group, I say you can download your own shapefile, go to this link and just type your country name, it will appear there, it's free, just download and use. Okay? Or maybe you don't want to use NCL to make figure, but still you want to draw figure by your ArcGIS, it's fine. But maybe you are not used to handling the NetCDF file in ArcGIS. And ArcGIS is not like friendly to NetCDF file. I know how to use NetCDF file in ArcGIS. I have the video experience. But when you open it in ArcGIS, it will be 2 dimensions every time. So there's the problem. Like you need to analyze something, then you want to use a shapefile. So it's better to come NCL and do something. All you see here is fine. But NCL, it will give you the figure. You don't need to write the function. NCL helps the function. Right? So that's why for tonight, I want to show you how to use your own shapefile. And you have the NetCDF data, and you want to mask your data by your shapefile. And you plot and submit to the journal. It's fashion how. Purely, and you can send. But this not ladies, fashion how. Did you get the idea? Yeah. So even this figure can be drawn by ArcGIS. That's up to you. Okay. So now we have 2 functions. You need to keep 2 functions. Hello. You need to keep 2 functions. This one and this one. If you want to handle NetCDF file for your shapefile, you need to use, like you need to keep 2 files in your working directory. Otherwise, like in ArcGIS, inside there is a code, right? That's why you just click and you will get the output. But this is a machine, inside there is a code, right? So for this, there is a big function. You need to write big code, but you don't need to. So you just use two functions. You just copy two files. While you are working, just keep it there, okay? So then you don't need to write the code, complex code. NCL has written, okay? So just use this function and finish your work. That will be nice. And the next class, I will show you the last class. I will show you now how to export your data. You have finished analysis. Then you want to save your data as a NetCDF file, or maybe as a text file, or maybe as a CSV file, right? You want to extract. NCL is allowed on NCL can do. So next class I will show how to export. So for my training, now you know how to add files, how to open, how to analyze, how to access the time, do loop, etc., and make the many figures together, how to change the colors, etc., right? Now tonight I will show you how to use the shapefile. Then finally, you need to export your data sometimes, right? You want to export, you have the NetCDF file, but you want to export as a CSV file. But I will show you how to do that. Even maybe you have one-dimensional data, you want to just extract as a text file, like you want to use a notepad, text file. How to do that? Or maybe you want to save as a NetCDF file for future using, right? You analyze, but you want to save output as a NetCDF file. So you can use this file to ArcGIS, you can use this in CDO or other softwares. Did you get it? But Graphs has a problem, like if you have the NetCDF4 file, Graphs can open. So it's better to save than use. Clear? So we have two. This one will mask with the shapefile. The first function will mask data with GADM country. You have the country shapefile. This guy will mask over your shapefile. Okay. And shapefile utils means if you want to handle the shapefile, you have to do many things. It's not as usual like you just select lat and long and draw the figures, right? So this function will handle these things. Clear? Okay, now open this code. And this is our data, NDVI. So we can see our data first. I'm here. And by the way, you need to have this shapefile. Yeah, so you need to have the shapefile. Okay? So if you open this code, this is the mask NDVI BD. BD means Bangladesh. I have the NDVI, you know the NDVI data, normalized difference of vegetation index. So if you want to analyze the vegetation something, or you want to see the effect of drought, climate extreme, etc., you just use the NDVI. Okay. So open this, and I gave you the link. So you can open this link. It's taking time. Yeah, so here you can search your, maybe like this is my Bangladesh. It will give you the Bangladesh shapefile. Okay? Maybe you are from Sudan. Here. Okay? So just you want to download as shapefile. Okay? You just click here. and you can download. When you download, you need to unzip and keep this file. Okay? It will be like with country name. BZD means Bangladesh, maybe Sudan is SU. I don't know. You just download, you will see. So from there you can download, but we are using two functions, right? One is shapefile utils and one is mask data with geo country. So when you want to use your functions, so you need to load. Like in MATLAB, you don't need to load. You just keep within the working directory, you just call. Even in Python, you need to import from this library to this function, this library to this function, right? You need to import. So in NCL, you need to load. Okay, so here I know my shapefile is in this directory. That's why I put dot backslash. That means I am in this directory. Okay? You can keep two functions, another directory, but you need to show the path. Okay? It's up to you. But I'm using the shapefile in this directory. That's why I put dot slash. That means my file is there. Okay? Then you need to use the shapefile for masking. So for Bangladesh is BZD. Maybe for your country is different, right? Then you need to give this here. Like my shapefile is saying BZD, isn't it? Bangladesh. So maybe for Sudan, maybe different. So you just change here. Okay, with country name. Then underscore AADM. You see the underscore AADM, BZD. Then we have the underscore AADM, right? So then 1.SSP. We know why. Why I'm using .SSP. If you use the shapefile, the extension is .SSP. So this means the shapefile. So you need to use the shapefile. So geo means it's just country boundary. One, it depends on your country. For one, like more, you will get more layer. For 3, 2, 3, maybe you have the sub-region, right? 3 is the final, the whole country. Maybe for my country, I don't need to use the 2 or 3. I just using the district, you know the district. I have the 7 or like district, or like we have the division. Okay, in my country we have the 7 divisions. So I just want to use the 7 divisions. So if I use the 0, it will give the last country boundary. It's not good. So I'm using the 7 boundaries. If I use 3, it will give the whole Bangladesh, everything, like every division. Maybe you are not interested in it. So you need to learn for your country shapefile, right? For this. Okay, so then you will do. For me, I'm using 1. Okay? But we need to use the shapefile. Clear? We need to use the shapefile. So then now, you know, in the NCL we always use the add file. This is a function. So which function? We already defined this function. Clear? And give the name here. Okay, this is something, it's making complex, right? But we need to follow this one. Why? We have the function written. The function, if you read there is a guideline. You have to give this BGD, you have the shapefile name this way. That's why this function will go like this. But if you want to change here, directly use this shape like file, then read. You need to change the code inside the function. Maybe you're not allowed one. Okay? Maybe you're not allowed one. If you change something, you don't know. That's why it's better to use this way. How NCL works. Okay? But there is option you can do. But you need to change the function. Like last time, there was a function in NCL, but for my work, I need to change. That's why I changed the function, and I did, but I know I'm using NCL more than 3 years. You need to know the inside thing. You need to read and sit down and where you want to change, then you need to play and see how it works. If it is okay, then okay, it's fine. But if you don't know too much, just understand this code, use this, you finish your work. Clear? Otherwise, if you make mistake, your results can be different. You'll get the wrong results, or maybe you'll not get the nice figure. Okay? So be careful. Now here, from this file, from the shapefile, we want to access the lat and lon, right? In the shapefile, we have the lat and lon. So if it is lat, this is y. We know that one, right? In the shapefile, it should be y, right? And from this S file, it should be x lon, right? Maybe we can print and we can see. Okay. Print bar summary. Print minimum maximum. Let's run. You see? So you can know the, okay, it's too small, right? Is it clear now? Come on. Okay. So this is the lat. So we can know our lat and lon. You have the shapefile. You can check. So we can print. So this is the lat. Minimum is 20 point something and maximum is 26. Okay. So for your shapefile, you can know your lat and lon. Just use the print min max, this function. Okay. The same way you can print the lon. Okay. Clear? Now we have the NDVI data. Okay. So first, yeah. For what? We need to see. We will NCL file them. If it's not global, you can download within your region and use this code. It will work. No worries. Okay, NCL file down. I can't remember this file, NDVI. What's happening? Yeah. So ndvi.nc, this is our file, right? Yeah. So this is the variable ndvi. Okay. Yeah, K is global. K. So this is a global, and we have the time let lon. So you see, in the first class, I said you need to check your data type. This is the short. If you don't have the computer background, there is different short, float, double, etc. So in floating data, we have the floating, if I say for the temperature, maybe you have the 30 degree centigrade, right? Or 30.5 degree centigrade. If it is the floating data, but if it is the short data, it will take more memory. So it's 1, 3, 4, 7, 1000 something, it doesn't make sense. When you go, what is the unit? What is going on? It should be 30.5 degree centigrade, but what is showing? It's 10,000. So the problem is the data type. So NCL has the function, you have the short type. you can convert it float double exception. Clear? Like in NDVI is 0 to 1 is a normalized, you know the statistic, normalized 0 to 1. Like 0.1, 0.5, 0.7, like this, the fractional. So it can't be 30, 40 like this, so you get the 10,000, so you have to convert to floating. So you get this data, real data, okay? So our data type is short and name is NDVI. So this is our data NDVI, then you already know our data is short. So we want to change short to float. Yeah? Or let me print so it will be more clear. I will not use this function. And I'm making comment this one, okay? And let's see. Oh, sorry. I ran the previous command. Yeah. So you see, minimum is what? It's different, right? Short type. So I will change it now. Now is the function. This is a real one. Now it makes sense. 0 to 1. Positive or negative, like, minus 1 to 1. So it's a fractional. So something negative is okay. Negative means decreases the vegetation, right? Positive means increases. Yeah. So this is the thing. So now you see, what is the data type now? Plot. So it was the short. So every time you need to check your data. I was trying to plot the wind data, you know the wind data, U and B. Oh, I got the arrow like this. The data type was short. It's big value. I sent the figure to professor. Professor, oh, what? The figure shouldn't be like this. Check your data and code. So you always need to check. Sometimes you don't have the missing value, but you need to define if you have the missing value, right? If it is not correctly defined, you need to define. That's why I say plotting is not a big deal. The big deal is the data analysis. Okay? It's finished. Anyway, now the plotting. Okay? So this code already explained the last classes, right? So I will just explain the new code. Okay? So why I use this code? Like I said, set values like this vertices, I set the maximum size like this. There is a comment like the last classes, we just plotted from the NCL like our NetCDF files. But in this time, we are doing more work. Why? In that time, just NCL access data from NetCDF file and give you the plot. But in this time, you have the NetCDF file, but your name is different. You want to use your own shapefile and use this shapefile, mask there, then you want to plot. Did you get it? So you need the more memory. Clear? You need more memory. So that's why I said there are more than 2 lakh, like you can increase. Maybe you don't need more stuff, but you create it. How much you need, just use. Okay? But give me the plot. Give me the data. Is it clear? This is the purpose. Otherwise, it will sometimes give you the error. You don't have space like this, you don't have memory, and blah, 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 blah. So, I got this error, I fixed it. Okay? This is the purpose. Now this, this, yeah, automatic, this, yeah. Now here, you also know this, but for this, what I said last time, you can print minimum and maximum, the latitude and longitude, right? Even the last classes, we use the explicit lat and long. We define just, okay, minimum lat is 0, maximum lat is 30, okay, minimum long is 65, maximum long is 100, right? Long. But in that time, it's better to give the task to NCL. I don't want to select the lat now. You go and visit the line, you go to the shapefile, you know what is the minimum and maximum lat and long, you change it and you plot it. I don't want to put. Like these are different. What I'm doing, maybe you print the minimum maximum value, but it's a shapefile. Maybe you miss something, right? It's a shapefile. You need to get the good shapefile with the good figure, right? That's why I'm giving, you just use the shapefile. Whatever there. Use minimum and maximum and do by yourself. I don't want to use it. For the other, like you can explicitly define. It's not the shapefile. Just square, the box. Did you get it? So it's different. That's why in the first class I said if you want to access or access the coordinate attribute. You know that this is the latitude and longitude is the coordinate, right? If you want to use, so you need to use this AND. Clear? So our data, we already defined NDVI, right? We just define here by NDVI, isn't it? From this NDVI, we are saying from there. This is for the NDVI data. And we have also the shapefile. I'm coming one by one. First, we are taking from the NDVI. Then, we'll also take from the shapefile. We also, the two tasks. We have the shapefile, we have the NetCDF file. So from the NetCDF file, you also need to take the lat and long. And you also need to take from the shapefile. So be careful. If your shapefile within this area, your data should be bigger than from the shapefile. Did you get it? If you don't have the larger than that one, where is the mask? Right? It's better to download larger than your shapefile. So then NCL will go there and mask with the minimum and maximum lat. Right? So this is the thing, minimum, maximum. Now we want to mask NDVI over our shapefile. So in that resource, we get the resource. So that's why we want to change something. So it will not overlap. For the shapefile, we want to make the different. The same way, we just gave the name opt. You can give any name. But we need to use the @. Can you remember? If we want to access the resources, so @. So we define as a true. That's mean instead of resources, because resources we are using for maybe for the shapefile like NetCDF file, or maybe for the shapefile we are making different. So you can recognize which one is shapefile and which one for the NetCDF file, right? Then if is true, the same way we are taking the minimum and maximum let long. But we want to mask now. Then use the shapefile mask data from where? NetCDF data. By which GADM shape? Can you remember? You already defined the shapefile and use the opt. That means use the shapefile and from the NDVI with the shapefile let long you mask. So for this one we have used two functions. Okay? So you don't need to do anything. So just we use the shapefile underscore mask underscore data. And we have the two functions. NCL is go there, use these functions and code, it will do everything for you. And you will get the output. Okay? So this is the NDVI mask. Now, where am I using here? This is for the plotting. In that time, we use the minimum let long for the data mask. Did you get it? Now we are setting minimum let and long for what? Plotting with shapefile. Like, this is my shapefile. So within this shapefile, now I want to plot. So why I use the clone here? You need to understand the programming. Before the equal, right, is equal the assignment operator, I use the colon. Why? It means you want to conform. You know the conform? Like from the NetCDF file, we mask with our shapefile. Then we just want to plot with shapefile let long. We have another let long, but conform with this let long. With the shapefile and this the let long, the data let long, the same. We are making the same let long. For like NDVI data, we have what I said. It should be larger than the shapefile. Like I have the global part, but I will not use the global part. I already masked with the shapefile. So now I'm conforming with this shapefile and the minimum let long with this shapefile. So I will get my own captions like remap. Yeah, exactly. Whatever said, the conform. Okay. So, can you see the difference? Here we use the NDVI let long for the masking, but here we using SLET. You know what is SLET? Our shapefile let long. Now we are plotting with our shapefile let long. We are not plotting with the NDVI let long. No. Clear? Because we have the shapefile let long, but we use the shapefile to mask the NDVI. There is also let long, but two let long should be the same way, right? Maybe your shapefile let long, you know the interpolation is not the same, maybe. And NDVI you have the NetCDF file. There is also let long. Maybe it's not the same points, or maybe not the same way they interpolated, right? But you want to get the same way. That's why they conform with this and use the same way, the shapefile. Okay? Clear? That's why we just want to plot within our shapefile let long. Clear now? Now we have done. Now we will just plot. Now plot mask GSM control map. We know this function. Now we are using NDVI mask data. Clear? We don't want to plot the NDVI data. We just want to plot what we masked. Okay? Then we use the resources. Now, if we don't add this line, maybe you will not get the good line for the shapefile. Like here you see the figures. I have the good, like what I said, maybe I have the 5 division or 4 division. Now I can recognize there is a line, right? Outline, right? With the boundary line, then I have the line, right? It's clearly recognizable. Did you see that line? Krema? So, for this line, you need to add the polygon, a polyline. Did you get it? This line you should add. That's why we are saying you want to give the line. So what is the line is true, then color is navy blue, you want to give the navy blue. Then we want to add the polyline with shapefile. There is also another function for this one. It's different from other functions because it's the shapefile. Okay? So that's why GSN adds shapefile polylines. We want to add some polylines. Okay? We'll get the nice shapefile. Then WKS plot mask, you just add this line. Then we want to draw the plot mask and we want to save as PNG file. That is the code. Now I'm deleting this figure and run the code. Finish. Here, Lava. Kuiva. Yo entima. Mayo. Okay, thank you so much.